Deep in the heart of the Amazon, far from the eyes of modern civilization, there's a tribe with astonishing customs. The Xingu people live a life very different from ours, especially when it comes to love, marriage, and intimacy. Their relationships don't follow the strict rules we're used to. There are no walls limiting emotions or contracts determining who you can love. Love is free, as natural as the river that runs through the forest they call home. In this place, shame doesn't exist, and the connection between people is valued above all else. But who exactly are the Xingu people? And how is it possible for them to live so differently from the conventions we know? To answer these questions, we need to look closely at the essence of this tribe. Here, intimacy isn't something hidden or forbidden. It's an essential part of community life, openly valued and celebrated by everyone. Women hold key roles and live in ways that undoubtedly challenge the ideas the modern world has constructed around love and relationships. Before judging their choices and customs, we must understand the deeper meaning behind their traditions. In this video, you'll discover how the Xingu people live, love, and relate to one another, in a place where human connection and freedom are inseparable from existence itself. The Xingu are one of the most fascinating tribes in the Amazon, living for centuries in perfect harmony with the forest around them. Time has passed, the world has changed, but the Xingu remain true to their roots, resisting outside influences and keeping their traditions intact. Yet there's something special about this tribe that few people know: their unique way of viewing love, passion, and relationships. For the Xingu, love isn't something shameful or hidden away. It's seen as a vital force, as natural and essential as the air they breathe or the water they drink. Love is an energy that flows freely between people, becoming part of everyday life in their village. But it's not just their approach to love that stands out. Women in the tribe play a central role in Xingu culture. With detailed body paintings, colorful feathers carefully placed, and handmade jewelry, they're seen not just as beautiful, but as living representations of fertility, strength, and independence. Within their community, feminine beauty goes beyond appearance. It's in every movement, in the delicate yet purposeful way they carry themselves, as if dancing in harmony with the earth that sustains them. Unlike many cultures where women face strict rules and limitations, there's a unique community deep in the Amazon where female strength reshapes the entire social structure: the women of the Xingu tribe. In this special place, women hold up and guide their community. Here, freedom isn't just a distant idea, it's part of daily life. Women have complete control over their relationships and are free to choose their partners without pressure or judgment. A relationship that exists today can naturally change tomorrow without causing conflict, jealousy, or resentment. That's because for the Xingu people, love isn't something fixed or forced. It's a living force that's constantly moving. It's like a river that flows naturally, something that can't be contained or controlled. They don't have the same idea of marriage that we're familiar with. No contracts or everlasting obligations. To them, marriage means deep connection, created by bonds that go beyond words or paperwork. These connections grow stronger through traditional rituals and dances, moments that bring the entire community together and celebrate the spontaneous rhythm of life. In this natural rhythm, Xingu women find balance and power, respected precisely for the freedom with which they live their own stories. In the heart of the Amazon, among the Xingu tribes, beauty takes on a meaning that goes way beyond what meets the eye. For them, true beauty isn't just about physical appearance. It's about how they live, feel, and celebrate each moment of life. One of the greatest expressions of their unique way of seeing the world is the Festival of Fire, an event where love moves beyond private feelings and becomes a collective celebration. During these ceremonies, men and women engage in sacred dances filled with deep meanings, expressing their willingness to love and be loved. It's during these special nights that new relationships begin, and old connections grow even stronger. According to the Xingu themselves, the dance is when feminine beauty fully shines, drawing the spirits of love closer. But perhaps what's most fascinating about all this is how affection is experienced so freely and naturally within their culture. There's no place for shame or judgment here. Couples openly show their affection without reservation, as if they're celebrating love itself in front of the whole community. And it's through these traditions that the Xingu teach us a powerful lesson about love. The more freely love is shared, the stronger it grows. Love is one of the most powerful and talked about emotions in human history. But even though we talk about it a lot, we rarely get to experience it with true freedom. There's a tribe that sees love in a completely different way than we do. They're called the Shingu, and their open and natural way of experiencing love might seem strange or even shocking to outsiders. While modern societies often surround love with strict rules, expectations, and social pressures, these things simply don't exist for them. In Xingu culture, love is as spontaneous as the nature around them. They believe loving someone doesn't mean possessing, limiting, or controlling them. Instead, love should flow freely, like a river winding through the forest. And that brings up a question worth thinking about. Does our way of loving, full of expectations and contracts, really make sense? Maybe deep down the Xingu have understood something essential about love, something we've forgotten over time. Because when we stop to look at our own lives, we realize love often turns into obligation, fear, or guilt, losing its simple, true essence. When we learn about the lives of the Xingu, we're confronted with an unavoidable question. Who really lives freely? Could true freedom be exactly this, letting love exist without restrictions, guilt, or fear? In some of the most isolated corners of the world, there's a community that sees love completely differently from the way we do. The Xingu live far away from the pressures and stress of modern relationships, free from the anxiety created by expectations that almost never come true. For them, love isn't complicated. It's simple, natural, as spontaneous as the rain falling, the wind blowing, and the ground beneath their feet. While we spend so much of our lives trying to figure out what love is, they just live it, without fear or suffering. But stop for a second and think about it. Who's really experiencing true freedom? Is it us, trapped by our expectations and frustrations? Or is it them, loving with the same ease as breathing? In this video, we dive into the fascinating everyday lives of the Xingu, exploring a way of living that challenges everything we thought we knew about relationships. Maybe by the end of this journey, we'll learn something valuable about ourselves. If you enjoyed this story and want to discover other fascinating mysteries hidden around the world, subscribe to the channel and come along with me to explore more stories that deserve to be told.